Hey Parker, every time you jump on here, man, you got a million requests, my guy. Happy birthday, man. Goodness gracious. What's happening, good people? Yes, I know coasters. You know I know coasters. Then you always ask me stuff that I know, bro. What's good, Mike? Jeez. Everybody, y'all please say what's up to Parker, man. Please show him some love. Lord. What's happening? What's happening, good people? Congrats, Miss Amber, again. David, what's happening, my brother? Tay Tay, what's happening? What's going on with y'all, man? Gonna wait a little bit before we dive in, or we could just dive in. Salute, what's happening? What's the experience, family? Crazy 1423 day of life, what's happening? Oh man, how y'all feeling on this Thursday? This girl doing the most. Memphis look like a big ice skating ring up here. What's going on in the M Town, bruh? Storm ain't got y'all messed up too bad out there, do it? I hope not. Hope y'all stay safe out there. What camp is that, bruh? I want to know what you talking about. Yes, sir. Good people, good people. Destiny, what's happening? Just wait, what's your next community project? I'm working on that thing right now. Working on it right now, Queen. Figuring it out. I'll be able to holler at you about it. I'm just waiting on the answer. I'm going to wait a couple more seconds, good people. Slow motion. You know me, always listening and waiting to see what y'all want to talk about. Talk about real quick. Green flags. Had some church stuff today. 2 workouts. You take protein after workouts and ball and got you. I ain't really been on the protein kick like that lately, but I am about health and trying new things. So I don't know what you got for me. Hey y'all, listen. Before we jump into it, and I know Miss Destiny always got some. What does anybody have that they want to talk about? I wanna share something before we dive in. Miss Georgia, what's happening? Hope everybody listening well, but y'all bear with me on this. So it says, today, Creator of the universe, we ask that you help us to accept ourselves just the way we are, without judgment. Help us to accept our mind the way it is, with all our emotions, our hopes and dreams, our personality, our unique way of being. Help us to accept our body just the way that it is, with all its beauty and perfection. Let the love we have for ourselves be so strong that we never again reject ourselves or sabotage our happiness, freedom, and love. From now on, let every action, every reaction, every thought, every emotion be based on love. Help us, Creator, to increase our self-love until the entire dream of our life is transformed from fear and drama to love and joy. Let the power of our self-love Be strong enough to break all the lies we were programmed to believe, all the lies that tell us we are not good enough, or strong enough, or intelligent enough that we cannot make it. Let the power of our self-love be so strong that we no longer need to live our life according to other people's opinions. Let us trust ourselves completely to make the choices we must make. With our self-love, we are no longer afraid to face any responsibility in our life or face any problems and resolve them as they arise. Whatever we want to accomplish, let it be done with the power of self-love. Starting today, help us love ourselves so much that we never set up any circumstances that go against us. We can live our life being ourselves and not pretending to be someone else just to be accepted by other people. We no longer need other people to accept us or to tell us how good we are because we know what we are. With the power of our self-love, let us enjoy what we see every time we look in the mirror. Let there be a big smile on our face that enhances inner and outer beauty. Help us to feel such intense self-love that we always enjoy our presence. Let us love ourselves without judgment, because when we judge, we carry blame and guilt. We have the need for punishment, and we lose the perspective of your love. Strengthen our will to forgive ourselves in this moment. Clean our minds of emotional poison and self-judgment so we can live in complete peace. Let our self-love be the power that changes the dream of our life. With this new power in our hearts, the power of self-love, let us transform every relationship we have, beginning with the relationships we have with ourselves. Help us be free of any conflict with others. Let us be happy to share our time with our loved ones and forgive them for any injustice we feel in our mind. Help us to love ourselves so much that we forgive anyone who has ever hurt us in our life. Give us the courage to love our family and friends unconditionally and to change our relationships in the most positive and loving way. Help us to create new channels of communication in our relationships so there is no war of control, there is no winner or loser. Together, let us work as a team for love, for joy, for harmony. Let our relationships with our family and friends be based on respect and joy so we no longer have the need to tell them how to think or how to be. Let our romantic relationship be the most wonderful relationship. Let us feel joy every time we share ourselves with our partner. Help us to accept others just the way we are without judgment, because when we reject them, we reject ourselves. When we reject ourselves, we reject you. Today is a new beginning. Help us to start our love life over, beginning today with the power of self-love. Help us to enjoy our life, to enjoy our relationships, to explore life, to take risks, to be alive, and to no longer live in fear of love. Let us open our heart to the love that is the birthright. Help us to become masters of gratitude, generosity, and love so that we can enjoy all of your creations forever. Good people. Yes, sir. Man, yes, sir. My bad, y'all. I just needed to share that real quick, man, before we get to it. What's up, family? Yeah, Sash, that thing was heavy, man. So, how y'all feel about that? Waiting before we dive into this conversation, but I just really needed to share that, man. I've been meaning to share that. That thing was heavy, right on time. That thing was powerful, real powerful. You know what I'm saying? So, what's happening, beautiful people? Talk to me, man. I got a couple of, I looked up, let me see here. You know, we always talk about red flags in relationships. Another way to look at it is, I was sent this thing that says green flags. So some of the conversational pieces say respect for privacy, admits mistakes, active listener, willingness to share, encourages your goals, has individual interests, supports your personal growth, has healthy hobbies, respects children, has long-standing friendships, ability to compromise, consistent, makes you feel emotionally and physically safe, values your thoughts, celebrates your wins, has fun in life, open-minded, and dependable. Copy that. What y'all think? I know I started off with something heavy, man, so I appreciate those who stayed tuned in while I shared that, because I just feel it's so important, man. And I've been reading a few books, especially this last one before I move on. The Voice of Knowledge. But the last few books that I've been reading and how it talks a lot about self-love and mastery and, loving people where they are. And when you really love people where they are, you don't try to change them. That's a part of being accepting, and it's a part of also the word that's unconditional. Let's see, view requests. All right. Absolutely. So, just something that's big, you know what I'm saying? Um, because I feel like a lot of us love people and we try to change them. We also get into a relationship with them folks and try to change them. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Let me tap in with little bro real quick. What if where they are is toxic? Then you know what to do with that, Miss Destiny. You already know what to do with that. What's up, big baby? Um, Communication definitely is key. Um, Hold on. A relationship has to be a safe place to grow without judgment. Absolutely. Everything good, big baby. Everything smooth. Waiting to see what's up on this next one. Then we're gonna dive in. Um, but it is important, man, and I also like when you in that type of space. You know what I'm saying? The way that you love is just stronger and it's different. It hit different. Um, Especially because you don't place that burden or that expectation on the other person. Day of life. I tried to get you to jump on here. Say I can't. You got folks restricted, huh? Um, but yeah. And on a side note, and I know we've been talking about that, but on a side note, real quick, how y'all feel about like if y'all date somebody, right, and they got kids, and you see they treat their kids like shit, but uh, you see they treat their kids like shit, but how do you feel about them as a partner? I don't know. You you don't know how to work it. I don't know either. Uh, but how y'all feel about that? Hold on, Luca. Okay, what's up, bro? I guess. Hey, DJ, hold on for me, DJ. Shit, I ain't unable to join. Let me see if my partner, man. See my boy. Man, they wouldn't respect me. Never date a man that doesn't take care of his kids. I already know that's a no-no. Yeah. I think you got another like 10 minutes. 10 minutes of reading, bro. Then let me know when you're done. But yeah, cause it's I know y'all saying it's a no-go and all of that. But what do y'all feel about folks that be on that type of vibe? You know what I'm saying? And what is the advice for people? What is the advice for people that being that, like, you seen a friend or somebody that's in a situation like that? So what do y'all feel? Let me know. Because I think it's an interesting topic, especially because it's happening so often. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. About that there. Bet that you can try to help and care, but they have better when to take the steps. Yeah. So do you give me the backstory again? I could do you one better. Hold on. Because I've been trying, I don't know what's going on with this thing. But it's not allowing. Trying to get everybody to jump on, but ain't nothing been happening. I think there's a level of self-hatred when you can treat the person you created like trash. It is, but at the same time, it's something that's continuing to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many people that's so pressed, man, and they focus so much on either themselves. They focus so much on the new person that they're dealing with, or they focus so much on the appearance of social media, and it's happening so often. And then it's like everything appears one way, and the look of it, but then at the same time, these folks' kids are suffering and going through it. So depends on how far into the relationship. We recommend communicating in a more respectful way. Most likely need to figure out why they treat the kids in that manner. Yeah. But some folks, man, they really don't see as if nothing is wrong, right? Because we do in this world we live in these days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us parents, I put myself in that too, just for the sake of the argument. A lot of us feel like it's just enough to make sure your kids are fed, they got a roof over their head, they got clothes on their back. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So the most important space is one. I don't know why it ain't letting me join. Like, I'm hitting y'all up. There we go. Or they just ain't joining. That must be what it is, Chuck.
What's up, my brother?
They just ain't joining, bro.
Nah, they don't want
They
to
ducking it. They ducking and dodging your boy, man.
see if I'm call you back. They ducking. They
So
ducking.
how do you know anybody that's in a situation like that, bro? Know any of your people, man? You seeing, bro? Like they might have got out of a situation, you know what I'm saying, and they just been really presenting themselves like everything 100 from a social media aspect. Um, just doing the most, man. You know what I mean? But then they ain't handling what they supposed to handle. It's a lot of that going on, man. They go hard for the new person that they with.
Definitely, definitely. I agree with you on a million percent because you was just saying it. The perception of social media is just way different than what we are accustomed to. Like and social media presence was alive when we were Black Planet, Facebook, stuff like that. But now, like you're saying, just the to keep up with the Joneses to make everybody else feel like they doing good, like you fronting. Like it's at an all time high. The front is at an all time high. Everybody fronting for the ground, Um, and like what you're talking about with the kids, most of that stuff is generational. Cause you gotta look at it. The people that are raising these kids usually wasn't even raised by their parents. They were raised by somebody else. See what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
they was raised by their grandmama or whatever, because their mama was out doing whatever or whatever. So they being raised by their grandmama. So now you turn around and their chance to raise their kids, they don't really know how to do that because they wasn't raised right.
Right.
So you got these kids and they get into these relationships where you might have most of the time what I see is, and I've even been in situations where they see that person taking care of their kids, so they're like, well, if he take care of his kids like that, he'll take care of mine like that. But them kids are so damaged because they ain't getting that love or that affection from their parent. They're not going to accept all the way that, you know what I'm saying, that foundation that person already has instilled. Like, that's different, for you to integrate your kids and intertwine your kids like that. If your kids ain't on the same wavelength to my kids, this ain't going to work no way. But
I
it's
don't think people look too deep, like how you just said that. That's a really good point, right? Because you like when you dating somebody, um, and you would definitely would want their kids to at least be in line across the board. And it's no judgment, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I do think that that's a valid point that you're making, like, because it ain't just about them. It's like, what are your kids on, especially when they get around mine. You know what I mean? And what type of example uh would they set? That's a different way of looking at it, Chuck.
it's key because I be around people with different kids, with the programs I got. So I'm around different kids and I be seeing, you know, these kids, man, and they struggling. And they struggling because of that fact. Like, they're either being loved the wrong way, they trying to turn these kids into, whether they male or female, trying to turn them into young adults too early. They don't really know how to maneuver. And they most of the time they figuring it out on their own or through social media. Um,
Yo, I think, listen, bro, you got me tripping right now because even stuff that I know and understand, I may not think of it like that.
mm,
And the fact that you just said, like, even if they solid, what your kids on? Cause
right.
they
I'm saying, like,
that's 100, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Because, like, prime example, I just heard nephew come down. You say you got 5 minutes to read. And let's just say you had another shawty at this time of night. That nigga on the game. Nah, bro. We get some. We on a different type time. So if it was a situation where you had somebody over there and I'm ready to go home. You ready to go home because of what? Well, they reading and they ain't. I want to get on the game. You see what I'm saying? Just something so simple as that. Or I've also seen situations where girls got smaller kids and they have trouble getting them on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? And I got a friend. She got a daughter. Terrible, but she and I'll be trying to help her. Like, like this is what you need to do when you get out of daycare. You need to stop, letting her take a nap. Let her stay up. Because when you let her take a nap, she gonna be up all night. That's what she be doing.
Yeah.
Now she got a boyfriend, and I don't know dude kids, but I'm like, yo, that ain't gonna work because she be throwing fits and tantrums and all that. I'm like, I bet you dude kids ain't on that type time. So you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Destiny got a good question, bro.
What she say?
She said, "Are you willing to work with the person if they solid but the kids are off?"
Yeah, you have to. That's kind of part of the. I ain't gonna say part of the job, but that's part of the package. You got to see how it goes now. But it also depends on if that person is going to be in their feelings. Put it like this: if that person gonna be able to follow your lead,
Yeah.
but or they're gonna be on their feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time they in their feelings. They tell you you can't be talking to my kid like that. And most of the time, a kid be like, "You ain't my daddy." Where they get that from? We know I'm not your daddy, bro. But this is what we own over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your daddy, nigga. Matter of fact, go to your daddy. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, your daddy ain't around. Somebody need to step in but the mama be trying to be the mama and the daddy. I was raised by a single mama. She ain't my mom and my daddy. I have father figures, people that influenced my life that were male.
Yeah.
And that's another thing some of these moms now be trying to do. They be trying to be the man and the woman, bro. You can't be both. You can't teach a young dude, a little nigga to be a man. Just like I got a daughter. I can't teach my daughter how to become a woman. So you know what I do now? Bring women like my family members that are, my sister, my mama. You got to go. I don't even if I go take you buy clothes, I'm the bankroll. I don't do no dress. Let it be a woman in the dressing room. Can you help my daughter?
But you know what I like about what you said, because you said that you keep it within the family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think another thing too is people don't understand, man. You can't just bring any and
Uh,
everybody around your kids, and it's a lot of. Hold on, real quick. What's up, King? You said, "Are you done?" No. You actually got 5 more minutes to read because you came out here 5 minutes ago. So you just got five more, bro. It's 10:24.
what's up, nephew?
He said, "Hey." Uh, but I like what you said, man, because in Destiny,
I see it on there.
it's not a personal attack, Miss Destiny,
No,
but
no.
I like what you said about the fact of you'll have your family members, or if it's somebody that works at the place, because I feel too, whether it's men or females, I'm gonna put us in this too. We're not careful about who we bringing around our kids,
Yeah, that's a fact.
and not only that, but then it's like what we keep showing them because of the amount of people that we bring around. Like these days, bro, nobody keep their house sacred anymore.
Right.
So everybody be going over for, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just an open. Some people got revolving doors, bro, and they just let any and everybody come through their crib,
Yeah.
stay the night, the whole show.
Easy access.
Super easy, bro. And it ain't supposed to be like that, man. Not where you lay your head, not
Nah.
where your kids lay their head.
Nah.
It ain't just supposed to be gravy where folks pull up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wish that we all, man, would take the time to just take that a lot more serious, and just letting any and everybody around your kids. And then not only that, even if you do start dating somebody else or getting with somebody else, that ain't them kids' mama or daddy.
Right.
It's got to be a respect thing, especially if the mama or the daddy is involved. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's different. It's different because there's a lot of situations, for example, with women that's dealing with kids, right? It's a lot of situations where the dads aren't involved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I get that. But even if you date, you're not dating to find them a dad. You date to find yourself a partner. And then from there, you know what I'm saying? If that man is who he say he is or who you fell in love with, then he'll fall in line and he'll want to be a part of the village to help. You know what I'm saying? Not to be their daddy, but to help, to be a good male role model, and vice versa.
I'm gonna give you a great example, bro, because I was in the situation, And me and this person used to get in so many heated arguments because she always used to use the reference, "That's your job." And I,
That's your job. What? Explain to everybody so that way we.
detail for you.
Okay.
So she was like, "That's hold on." She'd be like, "That's your job, right?" So I'd be like, "What do you mean? That's my job?" So it'd be instances. Her son is in a wheelchair, um, and
This somebody you dating?
yeah, it was somebody I was dealing with. Yep, somebody I was dating.
Okay.
So that right there is different. When you're dealing with a handicapped child, and you're dealing with you're dating somebody, that's a whole nother realm because you can't expect that person to kind of carry that burden, but they're going to try to aid you as best as they can. Dealing with
Yeah.
a kid is different. You know what I mean? I can't fathom how if my daughter couldn't walk, or was in a wheelchair, I know that would change my life. But it didn't really change her life per se because her mother raised her son the majority of the time. Okay, so now there's an instance where now he's in a wheelchair and this, that, and the third, and immobilization is key. So my thing, I used to say, why wouldn't you just get a vehicle that now, because it's not about you anymore. It's really
Mm-hmm.
about the kid. Get a vehicle where it's accessible for him to get in and out of, and you not do so much work.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't what she wanted to do. She wanted to have a vehicle, a car, and then pick him up and put him in the chair. Okay, so I ain't doing that shit because the little nigga dead weight. I'm so, I'm not continuously doing that when you don't have to do that, but you're doing that because perception. Instead of going to buy a handicap accessible van for your son because it's not about you anymore. I need to be able to move, and he need to be able to move when I move. So this how we move. You go get a whip. You go get a car.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first part. Then there's I deal directly with basketball. Now it's different if the little boy likes sports. He doesn't like sports. He just plays the game. We ain't on the same type time, so that ain't gonna work neither. You know, I'm in the gym with these kids. I'm traveling around with these kids. It'll be something different because then I could possibly make arrangements for him to go to a game. He could be our manager or something like that. If he was, what I'm saying, a kid like that that's enthused that can't really walk, but he love basketball or something. That's an easy figure. I just I'll make sure he at practice. He become a team manager. You know what I mean? To some degree of that. That's not the case. It'll always you don't come pick. I'm first of all I'm not coming to pick him up. I have a Dodge Challenger and an F-150 that sits up high. I don't have anything that's for a handicapped person. So, and I'm not picking nobody up. I'm loading them in my car or loading them in the truck. That's not my responsibility. Okay, that's an argument. His dad stays about 5 minutes around the corner from him. So we used to get in arguments about that right there because she would always say, "That's my job," and I'd be like, "That's not my job." Because I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not obligated to do none of that. His father stays around the corner from your mama house. That's his job. Now, if I decide to do something with your son or whatever, that's what you're gonna have to take. I'm not obligated to do none of that stuff, even though it's a part of the package. But it's still not my. That's not my obligation.
Right.
Because this is gonna sound bad. The reality of it is that's not my kid. I have a daughter. My daughter walks and talks and runs and fine. That's my obligation. I can't put more energy into something that you're not putting that same energy into. I can't put more energy into your son than you are.
So
If
let
you
me ask you this: if that was the case, does that change? You see what I'm saying?
What you mean? What you mean?
I understand what you're saying about the fact that like she ain't putting energy into her child. She shouldn't expect for you to do that, right?
Right.
So I'm asking you, like, if you saw her really trying to do things at a higher level, does that change how you move in that situation with that?
To a degree, but it's
To
still
a degree.
to a degree, because now you're making it more of your priority.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's kind of like right. If you're more financially stable than somebody else, and you see them trying, so you ain't mad about giving them a few dollars because yeah. Hmm. So look, so I'm gonna go back to something real quick before we touch on that. Right. So Destiny asked a while ago, and I wanted to ask you this: how long would you wait until you introduce your kids to someone you're dating? Hold on, bro. I'm gonna have to X you. I'm gonna have to get you out and bring you back in. Can you? Because they said they can't hear you. Everybody said they can't hear you. Can you? I can't even. Yeah, I can't even let you go on here. Can you do it? All right, bet. There we go. See where my dog at. Damn, my boy. Chris Hill, I'm gonna pull up on you. I don't even see my dog. Where you go? There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So what you were saying?
I was saying, damn, I didn't
So I'm
forget.
gonna ask the question again. They said how long until you
Oh,
like
okay. Um,
introduce somebody to your kids when you dating them?
like I was saying, I don't really know if it's I don't think it's a, I don't think it's a I don't know if it's even a right or wrong answer. It just kind of, I guess it's just depending on how comfortable you are, or the situation, or how, I don't know. It took, like I was saying before, it took me a while before I introduced her to my daughter. Um, it took a minute, but it wouldn't be nothing quick though. I can say that
Yeah,
much.
it ain't. It really ain't no. It ain't no perfect type of. It ain't no right or wrong answer to that because I feel like you know, and I know this is tricky too. But people should definitely use their judgment.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like too, like it's a way that you can go about the introduction. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, but I feel I want to go to this point though because I feel like it's people out here that just introduce anybody to their kids.
yeah. Like it don't matter. Like
Like
they at the
the minute
crib.
they got a new situation, it's like on
Yeah,
to the next, and
yeah.
it's like God damn,
And that's how the kids look at it. Like, damn, another one.
shit.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
well, some might look at it like that. Some of them, you know what I'm saying? Because bro, this shit is so deep, man. You got some kids that'll go right along with the flow
Yeah,
because they don't want to piss the parent off.
yeah. No.
You know
And
what
I
I'm
see a
saying?
lot. I
They
see a
they
lot of
don't
that.
want no smoke.
Yeah,
They don't want to deal with
yeah.
no
They don't
BS,
want to
no
cause
none of
no
that.
rifts. Yeah,
They just gonna go with the flow.
right.
You know what I mean? And it's different sides to it, man. I just encourage people, man, because you never know. And then if you dating somebody with kids, you don't know what their kids could be on.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's the other part about it. Hold on, Destiny been on it. What if they vibe with you hard, but then your kids actually hate them? Uh, what do you mean, like if they vibe with you, but they hate their own parent? Is that what you're saying, D?
I can't see that. Well, how I can see them on my other phone. Let me see.
But yeah, I wish that folks could take that shit a lot more serious than what they doing, man.
Yeah, because like you were saying, it's a setting. It's a type of setting you can even have like a controlled setting where you can kind of see how it's gonna go, like an outing or something like that, a dinner, or depending on how old your kids is, a fun park or something like that. And you just kind of
Yeah.
just feel the situation out. But nah, what you just said, it'd be crazy because again, dealing with this AAU thing, boy, I'll be seeing a lot of that when them kids they don't want to cause no rifts. But then I've seen the other flip side of that. I've been seeing kids where they don't like the, like they said they don't like. Well, I think Destiny just said they don't like the dude.
Yeah, she said if y'all dating for 6 months and then you let them meet the kid and the kid hates them. I think that depending on the situation, that takes
Yeah,
time because you never know. Like, there's always the saying of how the kids always want to see their actual parents together.
yeah.
No,
So
no matter how long, no matter what's going on, and then it's other situations like Destiny has a an interesting dynamic. So in her situation, her kid could just be upset. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some kids, man, like if they lose a parent or if it's something like tragic, you know what I mean? Like
they lash out. They don't want to.
they might feel away regardless of who might come around. So then it's up to that adult to do right by that kid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If you love that woman or if that woman loves that man and you stay the course, and if them kids can see structure, not structure, but stability, if they can, you know what I'm saying, see consistency and how y'all are treating each other, then
yeah,
over time, they'll be able to get with the program. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But that's also another thing too when you start talking about bringing therapists into it, or you start taking different measures in order to help with the healing process. You know what
No,
I
that's
mean? But a lot of that stuff is so important, man. That it's about creating healthy across the board, and it takes time. You know what I mean? It takes time.
it definitely is a process, and I think, and I
But if
have to
your, if
sing.
your kids can smell a rat, Destiny, that means that you got some good kids because they ain't gonna
Yeah,
let you ain't gonna
they ain't
let you
gonna let you.
fall.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let
You
you
know what I
fall.
mean?
They could.
But here's the thing that Destiny don't understand. She's done her part as a parent,
Right.
right? So if she's dialed in the way that she is, that's why her kids will protect her like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mamas out here
That
that ain't
ain't locked
protecting their
in like that.
kids like that. So then they kids just conforming to the situation. Same thing with the men. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you're not protecting your kids and doing right by them, then they just gonna be cool with whatever you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it takes a mature person to really, and I want to make sure that this is understood too, because we have a right as parents to date and to, live our lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that when you have kids and something don't work out with the other parent that you stop living your life, but it's a way that you go about it, and it's important that you live your life and do you, but that comes with a responsibility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to decide and make the right decisions, the right judgment calls when it's okay, I like this person. I'm gonna figure out the best way, once we get to this point that I feel comfortable to introduce them, and then you monitor the situation, how it goes. You have open dialogue. You ask the kids how they feel. Like all of that stuff is important because they need to be included, especially if this is somebody you finna move forward with.
Because you just said something that's monumental because that doesn't happen. The open
Which part?
dialogue, the
Oh yeah,
open
okay.
dialogue part, and 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 I'm saying the open dialogue meaning not necessarily bringing kids into grown folks' business, but having an open dialogue that's respectful. The understanding I need for y'all to understand your opinion matters. Now, you
Facts.
ain't about to be, you ain't making no decisions, but I do want to hear your opinion because this is somebody I'm dealing with. How do you feel? This, that, and the third. And I also want to give this person a chance to, in essence, kind of defend himself or make his case. So he
Mm.
needs to know why you feel like this. You don't want him coming in the house and always, why your kids looking at me sideways like that for? Nah, talk about it. Why you feel like this, bro? Well, look, maybe me and you can go and we can go talk. We can go sit down. We can go have some lunch or something. That open dialogue is key, and that don't happen. I know that don't happen more times than few, because you have situations like you were speaking of before where the kids just whatever, or they lash out, or it becomes a conflict for that parent where now they got to make a decision where they're choosing happiness or their kid.
They gonna always choose the other because the,
Yeah,
the part that ain't fair is us as adults. We always give our kids the line of "cause I said so,"
right.
and that's not fair to them. And I like what you said when you talked about the fact of they have a voice,
Yeah,
and their voice definitely matters. And this is the reason why we're losing our kids. This is the reason why they fucking early,
yeah,
drinking, smoking, getting involved in shit that they ain't got no business getting involved in. You know what I'm saying? Because we not handling them properly in that process. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah,
across the board. Like you got to be able to have open dialogue. You got to be able to have honest, transparent conversations with them because it helps them through life as well. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to teach them how to be involved in healthy relationship, you got to be able to break down those different dynamics so that way they can look at things and really pick and choose and understand what's best for them.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not enough of that. It's all about the balance. And we have that responsibility at the end of the day. If you one thing for sure, like no matter you can be in a million relationships, man, your kids ain't gonna never leave you. What I mean by that is that's your blood.
Yeah,
You can't discard it. You can't discard your kids. That's somebody that you are responsible for creating.
right.
So therefore, you can't lead them out the picture like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I get tired, bro, and I get frustrated because I have conversations often. This is like a real hot topic and it's heavy. And then the things that you see and just how easily people are moving in these different dynamics, bro. And it's like, yeah, you got to do what you feel is what's best for you, but don't leave them little ones out the picture. They got to know, they got to respect, not respect, but they got to understand what's going on. And that's important. You know what I'm saying?
most definitely. Because without even understanding and or respect, because I think that it's a very fine line, but I think they need to know both because, and that's the other thing they don't have a clue and then they don't respect it. So it's hard
Hmm.
for them to have a clue and respect it when they don't know nothing about it. That's why you got like they just be doing whatever. Like young boy, you remember Poobie Chapman? Lil
Mm-hmm.
Pooh played the Central. You know, he be speaking on that a lot. Like the OGs be around here telling the youngins what to do, this, that, and the third, but you ain't setting no example for them to follow. So how you gonna sit there and tell them da 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 da, but you ain't laying no format down for them to even okay, so how do I go up what do I need to do then? You telling them what not to do, but you ain't giving them no pathway or no avenue to follow. So now they don't create their own. Nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. Look what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. You know, it's the same. Like it's the same thing in parenting. How you gonna tell me what to do? Look what you're doing, mom. You said what now? But you out here
And
doing it.
it ain't no book to this thing either.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it
You
ain't.
got you got to figure it out. You got to really and I tell people this all the time, man. I ain't mean to cut you off, Chuck.
No, you good,
Uh,
bro.
I apologize, man, but I tell people this all the time, man. The 2 years I was with the Lakers, bro. I was in awe at how Phil managed egos. And what I took from that was the same way he's managing 15 grown men, right? Different egos, different walks of life, all of that.
Y'all had a bunch of them over there.
I'm right. But I'm doing the same thing in parenting.
Yeah.
I took a page out of his book because I have to be able to connect with each one of my kids differently. I got to be able to challenge them differently. I got to be able to um, uh, have a level of understanding with them differently. Then I'm challenged with the ways that I have to go into explanation because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? The kids all range. Oldest 14, youngest 6 months. And it's like I got to be able to, and I got boys and girls, so I got to
Mm-hmm.
channel different energies
Yeah.
when I'm talking to them. But one thing that I do with all of them is I'm transparent than a motherfucker.
Right.
I am not holding no punches, bruh. I am not pulling back on nothing because they need to know. I don't want them to be in the same situation as me, man, where you think toxicity is normal. That shit ain't normal. I don't want them to be in the same situation with me when somebody who's supposed to be your friend or your family can do some shit to you that can be harmful. We got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, separate. We got to be able to know what's for us and what's not for us. What's up, young queen?
Oh, I was just telling you I'm finished thinking about it.
You finished taking a bath?
I'm in
All right.
shower.
Are y'all still up?
I mean, you
Y'all will be up a little bit?
Do you think I did something wrong?
I don't think you did anything wrong, though.
You think she's mad at me?
She'll be okay. I mean, you have every right to want to sleep in your own bed if that's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
But you don't have to feel no type of way about it. I mean, I'll go talk to her. I was going to come up there and say prayers with y'all in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just finishing up.
All right, sorry.
You need anything? You're not affecting anything.
Mm-mm. Oh, I was just wondering what you were going to talk about earlier. You could tell me that another time.
Yeah, I'll tell you that when I come up there and tuck y'all in.
Night, peoples.
All right.
Boy, I ain't seen her in so long. Boy.
He's super big, dog.
Oh my goodness.
But the thing is, man, because I like, for example, I talk to all of them about this, but like with patients, right? I'll tell patients like a couple years ago, man. I said, do you think you'll have the strength enough to stand up to somebody who says they love you and tell them no? And she kind of looked at me because she was like wondering, and I'm like, look, man, you have to be able to decipher between bullshit and between what's real, right? I said, let me ask you a question. If I touch you inappropriately, do you have the strength enough to tell me that I'm wrong? And not only do that, but do you have the strength enough to go tell somebody? So she's still kind of looking at me because in her mind, she doesn't know what that looks
Right.
like. So I had to literally do exercises, right? Now I know there's people listening. Do not think that I touched or did anything inappropriate.
Right.
But it was just an example of what I did. So I would grab her by the back of her arm, right? Small thing. To her, I know that's uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't touch her nowhere in her private or do no bullshit like that.
Right.
I'm just saying I know that it's uncomfortable for me to touch the back of her arm. And I did it in such a way that really made her uncomfortable. So I like grazed the back of the arm, right? So she looked at me and she kind of frowned up. So I just kept doing it. I kept doing it. And it took literally, bro, I ain't tell you no bullshit. I probably did it 20 to 25 times before she said, Dad, can you please stop? So then I used that example to tell her, I said, listen, I got to get you to a point where you're so comfortable and confident that you know right and wrong, that you don't put up with no bullshit like that. Because the thing that you got to understand is the people who are doing the most damage are the people like me, the people who are the closest to you.
Yeah, closest to you.
So you have to be careful and you have to be mindful. Therefore, I'm going to do things that are going to aggravate you because I need you to understand your voice. We need to get to that point where you start speaking and you say, Daddy, no. Please stop touching me. Don't do that. And then I need you to be able to go to another level where if you do feel like somebody's doing some bullshit, that you go talk to somebody.
Yeah, you go tell somebody.
And it ain't about the fact that I'm your father. If I'm wrong, that's what I'm trying to get my kids to understand. If you see somebody that's wrong and they out of pocket, go holler at somebody. Go holler at somebody that you trust. Go holler at somebody that you feel is gonna have your back.
Mm-hmm.
Because we gotta protect these babies, man. Like it's too much shit going on, too much shit that they exposed to.
They got too much access to.
I've had and I've had to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations, but I don't mind it. Why? Because I know what abuse feels like, and I know what that shit looks like. I know the shit that I went through in my childhood, starting early. You know what I'm saying? I know the shit that I had to experience, bro, and the fact that I fucking stayed quiet until I was a grown ass motherfucking adult, and the things that I had to learn through therapy that I thought at one point in time was normal,
Right.
when that shit wasn't normal. You know what I'm saying? But that was my understanding because, again, you know, the masculinity and the shit that we grow up in, they view that shit as that's cool. That's what you're supposed to do. And that ain't it. Yeah. I'm not supposed to have certain experiences and do certain things at the age that I was doing it. That ain't it. So I'm trying to get my kids to understand that, because the other part of what's happening is, whether it's us or whether it's the women, when you move on and you dealing with these new people, you don't know what the fuck they got going on. You don't know what their track record is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of folks, man, they sitting up here dating folks that's on some bullshit.
Stay on.
And the fucked up part is, just like there was a video that went viral, man, a year or two ago, when the little girl was trying to tell her mama, like, look, your boyfriend on the bullshit. And that lady was like, in our community.
Mm.
And that lady was like, nah, you on the bullshit. And the little girl was like, look, man, this dude coming in my room, he doing this and he doing that. You really gonna believe him over me?
Mm.
And they got into it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And Shawty literally wasn't lying, because Holmes was on some bullshit. But the mama was siding with Holmes. And the daughter getting the short end of the stick.
Traumatized from life from that point on.
But that's why I'm going with it, because now you done been hurt by somebody who's closest to you. That's somebody who's supposed to look out for you. You know what I'm saying?
The closest to you.
Who's supposed to have your back and protect you. And not only that, bro, but you dating these weirdos, bringing these fuck niggas around your kids. Excuse my language to people, man, but this is something that I'm passionate about, because I'm tired of seeing these babies go through the shit that they go through. Period.
It's a lot of trauma.
It's too much trauma, bro. So if I got to be the sacrificial lamb to make my daughter uncomfortable, to tell her, like, look, man, you see some bullshit, man, you holler at somebody.
Yeah.
If I got to be the person to tell my son, dog, you a king, man, you supposed to do this, and this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is your responsibility as a young man. Make sure you protect, you feel me? Like, not only yourself, but, man, do
people
this for your
you.
sisters, bro. Do right by them. You know what I'm saying? Do right by them. You feel me? Like, we can't keep having this shit, bro. And I'm glad we jumped on this topic, because it's such a hot one, especially when you're, you know, we're at an age where we past 30. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, at least somebody gonna have a kid. and we don't take this shit the way that we supposed to take it, bro.
Yeah.
And we good people, man. We good dudes, man. And it's like not only in line with that, but to our kings and our queens, man. Like it's a real thing when they say it takes a village, but it should be. Folks got to be more responsible with what they doing and how they doing it.
Hey, I was just about to say that same thing, bro. Because that part right there, it don't hold no value no more. Where it takes a village.
Yeah.
Man, if I see you walking down the street, you on some bullshit, and I see you, hold on, nigga, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Now you do that to somebody, kid, now they like, oh, you said something about, no, bro, yeah, I said something because that nigga was doing wrong, motherfucker. Now it's, you said something, oh, you should have came out. Well, why would I wait that long when I see the 30 seconds that he about to turn his life around? I'm witnessing that, so I'm just gonna watch it. Or what most people do is this right here. Oh my goodness, oh my god. Instead of, hey, bro, why y'all doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you just took the words out of my mouth because that's all it is now. It's all it is. Instead of, and you know, everybody, like you said before, how we grew up in a time where if you said something or if you know, didn't go with what the move was at that moment, you were labeled as weak or that you ain't with it. Nah, bro, that's trauma. Like you grow up believing that, you're gonna instill that to your kids. Where now a time frame where that's gonna actually set them back because they're gonna believe that bullshit is right and it ain't.
And folks can't recognize trauma.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm
we
saying?
definitely
Can't
can't.
recognize trauma.
We definitely can't because we the main ones that, man, I ain't going to talk to nobody. Nah, majority of us really need to go talk to them because we done been through a lot of shit. Every last one black person has been through a whole lot of something, and that's key, man. But we quick to dismiss it too. You know what I mean? But you know, you didn't touch on you didn't said a whole mouthful, bro. Cause I see it more having to deal with these kids, and I go back to something you said where you were talking about field managing the egos. And I remember when I used to work out with you when you came back after y'all won that first chip, and I was working out with you every morning. I took a lot from that because I saw you change into somebody else, and I'm like, damn, this this where I need to be. But I took from that too, where I had to learn how to manage people different because you know I was raised on all, you know what I mean, the she's and all them, you know what I mean. Learn from them hard niggas where they telling you this how you got to be to make it. So me playing and then transitioning to be a trainer, a coach, I can't handle everybody like that. First of all, they can't take it. The second part of it is that everybody ain't built like that, so I gotta manage the personalities. Like you had, how you doing with your kids? I gotta literally treat them like they my kids because I can't talk to Steve the way I talk to little Johnny and then come over here and talk to Sam the same way because Sam gonna mess around and crumble, and I can't. I might not know how to bring him back from that. So
you know what we got to do, Chuck, and I've said this often too. You got to be able to remove emotion. So one thing about me is I feel like I'm the most emotional, emotionless parent. What I mean by that is I can tap into that in order to connect, but then I remove all of that when I parent.
right.
Because I want them to understand that it's not personal, right? I can get on my kid's ass. I can say some shit like, and be calm as hell, be like, bro, what the fuck is you doing, right? Not saying that, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying that my way is the best way or anything like that, but I'm going to be transparent. And if you do something that moves me, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you doing, dog? Can you calm that shit down? Then they'll look at me and respond like, all right, Dad, yes, sir. Like, and it not be taken personally. Like, I didn't take their soul because they're more so listening to what I'm saying
To the
versus
message.
how I'm saying it or
Right.
vice versa. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so many of us, we're constantly parenting or we're dealing in relationships from so much emotion. And we're not actually looking at what is. You know what I mean? And for me, man, every day, like I have the mindset of I'm preparing young men and young women to enter this world. And I want to make sure that when they enter the world that they're beyond solid. And I don't claim to be the most perfect, man. I've done a lot of shit, man, and I've had to have a lot of conversations with my kids in order to be real with them. They've asked me questions, you know what I'm saying? And when they've asked me questions, I'm going to be transparent with them. Because if you're going to ask me, if I'm in a position where you're going to ask me, then I'm going to also be in a position where I'm going to have to tell you. And it's not about me. And a lot of parents too, and I know some of y'all listening, man, I hope somebody shares this. A lot of y'all want to look so good to these kids and you fucking them up even more so.
Because you're not being all the way real.
Say that again, man, because you ain't being 100. You ain't being 100. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all parents, man, y'all out here fucking these kids up even more so because you painting these pictures the same way you doing on Instagram, and that's bullshit.
Like it's
You feel
all gravy. Ain't no faults, ain't no flaws, ain't no
Nah, bro,
imperfections.
and that ain't how it's supposed to be because I want my kids to know what it's like to fall and get their ass back up.
Yeah,
Ain't
exactly.
none of this shit been perfect, bro. I'm still at 38, man, grinding my ass off
Okay.
and working because I've had to go through different transitions. I've had to go through a lot of ups and downs, bro. This shit ain't been easy for nobody. You feel me? Especially now we talking about pandemic on top of that, bro.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what I mean? So it slows down a lot of things, man, a lot of progress, man. And it's been a hell of a roller coaster, but I'm grateful, bro. I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand, bro, the Most High has has put things on me and I know what I'm supposed to do. I know the mission and I know the journey. And I'm staying the course on that, bro. And can't nobody tell me more about myself than I already know. Why? Because I'm doing the work.
That's
And
important.
because I'm doing the work, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to understand and recognize where I'm wrong and how I fall short. That's why people got to look themselves in the mirror and stop bullshit.
Hey, that's a hard picture to see though. When people look in that mirror and that reflection that bounce back, hey, sometimes that's hard. People can't do that. When I was
It
in the
is.
hospital,
And you
when
can't.
I when I was in the hospital when I got COVID, bro, that's when we didn't seen a lot of things, Josh. When I was in that hospital, when I ain't know what was happening. That's when I got a lot in tune with myself and a lot of things I need to get together and just figure out about me where I got to stop worrying about everything else. Because if you ain't to the point where, like you said before, where you matter, nothing else ain't gonna work. Ain't nothing else
Right.
gonna work, bro.
Right.
It ain't gonna work. And me being in the hospital for 20 days, I never been in a situation like that before. One other time, but
And you
not
know
like that.
what? And you know what? It sometimes it be like that, man. But I salute you, bro, because you never know why the Most High put you through some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But the unfortunate part is everybody don't wake up like how you did. Everybody don't wake up like how I did. For me, I've always been a believer, bro. But I'll never forget, man. When I was 19, I just turned 20. It was my first year out. So when I was with Dallas,
Living in
and I,
Dallas. Yeah.
and I had got released, and then I went overseas. I'll never forget, bro, being in Italy, bro. I'm going 60 on the straightway trying to rush to get to practice because I'm late, man. And this lady pulls out, bro. I T-bone the lady, right? No seatbelt, no nothing, bro. Head hit the windshield. I black out for a second. And then uh, when I come to, you know what I'm saying? I came to first. No scratch, no nothing. The lady just started coming through. Her and her child both safe, dog. When I tell you after all that shit got settled and squared away, bro, when I got home that night, that was the first time that Bible that I had been having for years,
Cracked it up.
I cracked that bitch open, dog. Because I knew it couldn't be but nothing other than him or the universe. However we want to look at it.
How
But I
you
had
want
to
to do
give praise. I had to give praise, bro, because I was just like, ain't no way I'm supposed to make it out the way that I just did for that to happen.
that?
Totaled the car. And I walked away, bro. Like still practiced that day, walked away. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to people to say like it shouldn't take that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It shouldn't take a moment at 19, 20. Just like it shouldn't take, what you just
Yeah.
recently catching COVID. And you a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to get it twisted, but it probably that experience just opened your mind up to other things that probably were laying dormant for a while. You know what I'm saying? So
you know how you
I
get,
just,
you, you know how I get to going, you get to rolling, you get to I mean, you get comfortable, man. And for people that don't know, you know, you get comfortable, man. It's easy when we in the situations that we've been in. When you get to rolling and you get comfortable, man, you just get comfortable, and it's easy to not forget. Just I'll do it later. I'll come back to them because you in that groove. You in that. It's just different. It's hard to explain, but you know what I'm talking about. But you know, just when you in the modes, man, and things rolling, it's just I come back to it later because you know you thinking like I gotta stay with this right now. This might not be here tomorrow, but that can't be the mindset. What should be the mindset is hell, I might not be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I need to pick this up now to ensure that I'm going to be here tomorrow and that my blessings continue to come. Versus let me milk this while it's going on, and then you know I'll tell them thank you later. Nah, and you know we both was raised the same way, where you supposed to thank him first and then they'll keep coming. So you know, and you know, when I took COVID, I was like, why me? And then afterwards, when I got COVID, I said, well, I'll take that back. When I got COVID, I was like, why me? And then after I got through, probably like halfway through the worst part, I stopped saying why me and why not me, because apparently I got it for a reason. Because us as a people was going through so much ignorant shit where I'm listening to people talk and I'm hearing people, you know, people didn't really know I was even in there. You know, my family going through it because they don't know. I'm going through it because the doctors don't know. They bringing the other team doctors in, they don't know. So at that point, I'm just like, man, what the fuck, is this how it's gonna go? You know. So then again, just like you said, I had something like this happen one time before, but you know, it wasn't to this extreme. But I cracked that thing back open, and when I didn't even have the Bible, I cracked it back open and just did what I already knew I could do. You know what I'm saying? And then I either made a joke while I was praying to him. Like, I ain't gonna tell that lie that most niggas say. If you get me out of this, Lord, I promise I won't do that. No, I'm not gonna tell that lie. Just get me out of this so I can do right. You know what I'm saying? So I can continue down the path, but now I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So you know that was key in the awakening, eye opening. Because you know I ain't gonna change who I am because you are who you are. You grow. You know you kind of. You take the shit that you know that ain't gonna help you, and you kind of just do away with that shit. It's part of growing up. You know, even as grown people, you grow up still.
Facts, man. I appreciate you, Chuck, man. For we slide off, man. You know, I always ask people, man. This was a good one, man. I don't know when you jumped on, man. I actually shared some stuff about love.
I heard it. That's when I jumped on. I was sitting here watching the game, turned the game on mute, and I was listening to what you were saying.
Yeah, so I don't know how much of it you heard. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, you know, I just wanted to share that piece, man. It's been something that was on my heart, man. But before we get off, man, is there anything you want to share with the people, man? Just kind of like a strong message you want to leave them with before we call it a night.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on the whole pandemic situation and the COVID people. Y'all be safe, man. It's a lot of misrepresentation. It's better representation now, but it's still a lot of misrepresentation out there. And especially with our people. Go get vaccinated. I know why a lot of people don't feel like they should be vaccinated. People got their reasonings and this, that, and the third. Only way we're gonna get out of this is everybody do their part, man. You know, certain events coming up, you know, be smart about it. I see people doing their thing. Still live your life. Just be smart, man. You know, because you know, at the end of the day, raising your kids should be the most important thing if you have kids, and if not, being able to see what's coming next should be important too. Not a lot of this bullshit that people see on social media and all this, that, the third. You know, be smart, man. Because I swear we not being smart right now. I'm witnessing a lot of things, man. I just be like, if you only knew. And I don't wish that on nobody, because a lot of people keep leaving from here, man. And now it's different strands and different other things evolving from it. So if there's a message that I'm gonna leave, you know, on your live today, is that right there. You know, we touched on a lot of things, but I want to say that because we got to be smarter, man. Got to move smarter in order to be more successful, and that's a key thing. Yeah, that's it, man.
Absolutely, man. I love you, King. I'm
I
proud
love
of
you
you,
too, my
man. I
brother.
appreciate you, man. I'll definitely be in touch, man. And again, thank you for jumping on here, bro.
Oh shit, appreciate
Just,
you having me,
just
dog. Always a pleasure,
be
man. Always a
grabbing.
pleasure.
Yeah, man. I just be grabbing anybody that want to jump on and give their perspectives, man. That's important in order to bridge the gap, man. And to the ladies that was on here, I mean everybody that was on here chiming in, but I definitely want to get. I don't think that this is a topic that is just a part one type thing.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to hear from the ladies, man, the queens, and get your perspective on this topic too. You know what I mean? Because maybe there's some things that y'all could share to help us men out. You know,
definitely.
we're trying to figure out and navigate, you know what I'm saying, through this type of stuff and co-parenting and, just being on one accord, man. And, I appreciate it, Chuck. You know what I'm
No, I
saying? Much
appreciate
love,
you, man.
brother. You know what I mean? And get at me, bro. If there, and again, the next time if I'm on here, if you got something that's been weighing on your topic, then let me know, and we'll chop it up and we'll go in from there.
For sure, for sure.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how my dog. You might have to exit out. There we go. Um, yeah. So like I was saying, man. We just got to figure this thing out wholeheartedly. What this looks like. How we're able to not only live our lives but make sure that we protect our kids and everything at all costs, man. And before I get off, man, I just want to say love to all, man. Beyond grateful and humbled at the fact that y'all continue to come on here. We continue to have these great conversations, transparent conversations, man. And just know I'm praying for everybody's safety. I know that Chuck said the same thing because he was dealing with COVID. I had COVID as well. I didn't have it in the way that he did, but God is good. We both still here. I do want to take the time again to say I pray for everybody, man. Your healing. I pray for your peace and I pray for your understanding. We gotta start recognizing, man. And the first way to recognize is by understanding that we gotta love ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? We gotta love ourselves first. So I what's up, family? I'm actually about to shut this thing down. But yeah, I just want to say, man, we got to love ourselves first, man, and that's what's gonna stop a lot of this bullshit from happening across the board. That's gonna start helping us get into healthier relationships, be healthier men, be healthier women, be just healthy across the board, making better decisions, being able to listen more, listen with the intent to understand, really loving ourselves, man, and loving, who we are and who we're meant to be. And we gotta get back, you know what I'm saying, to the things that really matter, man. So I just pray that we're all healed, you know what I mean? And I pray that we are healthy across the board, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, all of that, man. I just pray for everybody, man, and sending everybody love and light, man. Appreciate y'all. Miss Summers, I got to get you on here one of these days too now, cause you got a dope ass story. So, but yeah, man, y'all have a good night. We're gonna keep continuing this thing, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'll holler at you. Sure.